Okay, what's going on, tycoons? What is up, traders? Today we're looking at Unicrypt, okay, UNCX, coming at you with another viewer request. I do those every single week. If you want to see your token, your cryptocurrency in the next video, all you have to do is comment down below. I'll get to it as soon as I can. We're looking at the daily chart, all right, and things have gone beautifully since my last video on Unicrypt. We were able to break out past our retracement levels, okay, our major areas of resistance, and get a reversal and start a high and a higher high. So things are looking very good. There were some signals on the relative strength index as well that I showed you guys you could spot in the last video on top of chart patterns, on top of the major retracement levels. So smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. You're going to learn a lot in this video, and it's going to be nice and quick, concise, and you'll be able to learn a few strategies that you can use to help yourself in the battleground, the battlefield that I like to call cryptocurrency. Trading is like going to battle. It's like going to war. You need to have the proper weapons. You need to have as many weapons as you can, and you need to know how to use them. So that's what we're going to do in this video. Over here, I just want to emphasize real quick how the fib retracement levels work, okay? So what you do is you're looking for the 61.8, the 50%, and the 38.2% using this tool over here. These are your retracement levels. They're going to let you know if you're in a downtrend and you get a healthy retracement up. If you're going to continue that trend, you're going to reject these three levels, right? So meaning you're going to find resistance somewhere here, and then you're going to continue that downtrend and make a low and a lower low, right? And once you break through these levels, that's when you can look for a reversal, right? And try to see a move to the upside, okay? So not only did we have a chart pattern here known as the head and shoulders, okay? Eventually, we ended up coming down and hitting our retracement levels for the continuation to the downside. Because again, nothing moves in a straight line up or a straight line down. You get a move up, retracement, and then a continuation upwards, or you get a move down, retracement, and a continuation downwards. All right, so these three levels are really going to change the game for you. Now, something else that really helps a lot is bullish divergence. Okay, so if you look at your relative strength index, this is measuring the relative strength of a token at its given price. So what we see here is a low and a lower low. That's why we have these two circles right here, okay? Because we have a low and a lower low. But on our relative strength index, we have a low and we have a higher low. So the strength of this token is increasing as the price of this token has actually gone down. That's what's known as bullish divergence. And if you take a look off of that bullish divergence, in the last video, we got a very strong move to the upside, up 46%. Okay, and bullish divergence is going to help you find some of these entries, right? It's not 100% guarantee. You don't know if the move is going to be a 4% move. You don't know if it's going to be a 100% move, right? But you start to combine some strategies together, and it will really help you out. Now, if we take a look, most recently, what we did was rather than getting a healthy retracement, okay, and coming up to our retracement levels, what we did was we actually broke through them, right? So we broke through these levels and we came and we hit our bullish price targets, right? So I gave you guys the bullish price targets to the upside and the bearish price targets to the downside. But look at what we had. We had a low, lower low, lower low, lower low, right? And we had a low, higher low, higher low, higher low. So again, we established bullish divergence, right? So if you watched the last video, you learned a little bit about some bullish divergence. You learned that when the token is making lower lows and heading downwards, but the relative strength index is heading upwards, it's an indicator you may see some bullish activity, right? And what do we get? Well, we got a very massive move to the upside, incredible rally, over 100%. Okay, if we take a look, this thing ran up about 118, 120%. It's currently sitting at about 86% highs from the lows. All right, nobody's a perfect trader. You don't need to expect to catch all of these trades and catch all of this momentum. Right? What you're looking to do is be able to capture 10, 20, 30, 40, 50%, right? And really just practice getting those smaller, consistent gains. So that way you're not always trying to focus on double your money on every single trade, because that's not as realistic, right? So now that we've gone over some of the signals that you can use to spot these rallies, here's what you need to be aware of and be cautious of, right? We're going to go over the MACD now, right? Which is the moving average convergence divergence. Man, that sounds really complicated. It's not. All you need to do is pay attention to this red line, okay? You don't have to know the technical definitions. You just need to pay attention to this red line. When you see it cross below, that is an exit signal. We are in crypto winter. It is a bear market. That's no surprise, okay? So most specifically, I really like to use the MACD in the current landscape and the current environment as an exit signal. Okay. So, we got the bullish divergence here. We had that large move up. You're wondering, hey, when are we pulling back? When should I get out of this and secure my profits if I got into this trade? When you see a MACD sell signal, okay, this is going to be your exit signal. Take a look at the dramatic move to the downside we had afterwards. Okay. If we measure that, we take a look from the MACD sell signal, all right, on the open of that candle all the way down to the lows, a 26% drop. All right, so there was a very sharp drop afterwards after that MACD sell signal. If we go over here and look again in the past, right, and let's say you capture this nice move to the upside, and you see we have a MACD sell signal right here, right? So we go down to this candle and we see it drops 29% from the high of this candle, from the open of this candle down to the lows, another 29% drop. So, this is what we need to be aware of and be looking out for and be cautious of, is we don't want to see this red line on the MACD curl down below the white line. Okay, that's going to be your exit signal. Not saying that this thing can't drop before then, but it's still having good momentum right now, right? So momentum still looks good. There's plenty of room in between the red line and the white line. When this thing curls down below the white line and starts to go down below it, that could be a nice signal for you to get out of this play, because potentially there's a 20 to 30% drop coming afterwards. All right, so that's really the main thing you want to look out for right now. If we take a look at the relative strength index, we are extremely overbought. If you're not familiar with the terms, this line right here is 70. Okay, 70 on the relative strength index. Anytime you're above 70, that's the technical definition of overbought. And so you could see some type of a pullback, right? Over here, what do we see? We shoot up really, really high, and we ultimately get some type of pullback, right? Now we're continuing higher. So, just because we're in overbought territory doesn't mean we can't extend higher. It just means that from a risk to reward ratio, the risk to reward is not as much in your favor. So if you're trying to FOMO into this right now and really chase these gains, you need to be pretty cautious, okay? Because we are in overbought territory. And if we end up seeing that red line cross below the white line, that could be some bullish divergence. Now, we only wicked up to this level right here, which is 478.18. So if we're going to stay bullish, I do think we could come back up to 478.18. And if we do reach there, then I'll go ahead and come up with some new bullish price targets, and give you guys some major support levels to the downside, right? We'll go ahead and get rid of these levels down here. And just to show you guys basically what we would do is, now that we've had a move to the upside, we can now use our major retracement levels to capture this move to the upside and figure out where we need to go to find support, right? So we take a swing low from this move, connect it up to the swing high, all right? And now we have our major support levels, okay? So it's just a matter of, if we do pull back, right, and we do see the relative strength index start to drop a little bit just because we're overbought, we really want to hold 393, 361, and 329. Those are going to be our major support levels to get a continuation up higher, right? So we have this strong impulsive move to the upside. We get some type of a pullback to our three major retracement levels. If we find support, then we can continue up higher and look for a nice three-wave move to the upside, continuing the trend, right? Because remember, in the very beginning, we said nothing moves in a straight line down or a straight line up. It comes down, retraces, continues downwards, or it goes up, retraces, continue upwards. If we break through these levels, okay, that's when we can see a possible reversal back to the downside. And that's potentially when we're also going to see a MACD sell signal. So, these are really the main things you want to look at, right? You want to pay attention to these three support levels. You want to pay attention to the MACD. Be cautious of that sell signal, and just keep a close eye on the relative strength index. We are overbought. Again, just because we're overbought doesn't mean we can't get some type of a pullback and continue going up higher. That's perfectly normal. That happens plenty of times. But hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you did, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel, because I'm dropping content like this every single week, dropping anywhere from 5 to 15 videos, just depending on my schedule.